Druids, Raptors, and Egyptians by Thomas Kennedy. Narrated by Steve Miller. Druids, Raptors, and Egyptians. Copyright 2009, Thomas Kennedy, all rights reserved. Druids, Raptors, and Egyptians is a book of fiction, and none of its characters are intended to portray real people. Names, characters, places, and incidents are either the product of the author's imagination or are used fictitiously, and any resemblance to any actual persons, living or dead, events or locales is completely coincidental. Other novels by the same author. Other fantasy fiction by Thomas Kennedy. The New York Druid. The Chicago Druid and the Ugly Princess. The San Francisco Leprechauns. The Boston Druid and the Wizard. The Great Fury. The Dublin Fosterling. The God of Death Takes a Holiday. Other novels by Thomas Kennedy. Dark Drink and Conversation. More Dark Drink and Conversation. Twisted Love and Money. Love on the Dark Side of the City. The Irish Detective. And now, Druids, Raptors, and Egyptians. Chapter 1. Celtic Dreams. There were about 20 in the group, standing in the dark pre-dawn passageway lit only by their torches. The speaker was drawing attention to the spirals carved into the stone in the passageway, pointing out the similarities to those they had seen around the entrance. In the gloom, no one seemed to notice Charlie, a dark brown and black cocker spaniel, young but no longer a puppy. "We're dead," Ben whispered, more hissed to his sister Kate. "And it's all your fault," he added. They watched in silent horror as Charlie, their dog, sniffed and prodded in the dark shadows on the wall behind the speaker. "Dad said don't bring him in here," Ben said, his eyes accusing. Kate, who had brought her beloved Charlie in under her anoric, watched wide-eyed. She tried, with urgent, discreet hand signals, to encourage Charlie to come back to her. Their dad's attention was focused on the speaker as he tried to hear every word. New Grange is about 5,000 years old. It is a megalithic monument known as a passage tomb, the speaker said, speaking to his captive audience in indulgent tones. We get over 200,000 visitors a year, and it's a designated European heritage site. However, as you know, the winter solstice is the shortest day of the year, and it's a very special day at New Grange. You're all very lucky because, as you know, tickets for this event can only be acquired by lottery. Unless, of course, you're a visiting American scholar with a PhD in Celtic studies. There was a ripple of amusement through the guest audience, but the speaker's eyes landed for a moment on their dad. Kate and Ben exchanged glances, but nothing was said. "Now we'll move into the chamber proper," the speaker added. "Be careful, there's not a lot of room." As they moved down, Dad kissed the top of Kate's head. "Happy birthday," he whispered. Ben punched her in the arm as his congratulations, backing up his dad. "I'll ask for torches out in a moment," the speaker continued. "We will then stand in dark silence and wait for one of the wonders of the world to unfold. Weather permitting, the morning sun will rise and then begin to shine into where we're gathered. The sun will appear at the roof box and work its way in. The sun illuminates inside the chamber only at this time, and the illumination lasts for just 17 minutes. In those moments, this chamber will be lit as it had been on this day over 5,000 years ago, as its builders and designers planned and intended. Now, torches out. It's almost time, and no kissing in the back row." There was a ripple of laughter as they all extinguished their torches, and a black dark filled the ancient chamber. Kate had an inspiration, and she took out her dog whistle and blew. No human ear could hear it, only Charlie. She blew again and felt Charlie sniffing at her feet. "I've got him," she whispered to Ben, leaning against him to get his attention, and scooped Charlie up and back into her anoric. "Shh," her father whispered, putting his hand on her shoulder. He had warned them to behave, that they were very privileged to be allowed to accompany him, and they should stand still and not jig about and avoid chitter-chatter and show respect. The ancient design of the passage tomb was such that precisely at the dawn of winter solstice,
Sample complete. Ready to continue?